Well, time now to bring in G. Rajaraman. Sir, I have to ask you this. Andre Russell, they bring him in too late.
They do. It's almost like it's an apology. And to have him bat at number 7, when everything is done and dusted, you can't be winning games from that situation. I don't think it was smart strategy to play Andre Russell at number 7. Definitely not last night. It has worked for them before when the batting has been good. But when you need so many runs, when you're chasing 200 plus, I don't think it makes any sense for Russell to be batting so low in the order.
Why is that happening? The team management knows that they're in a tough situation. Why not send him up in front, give him more time to see the ball, get used to what's happening on the field, and then give him that impetus to actually go for it?
No, I would reckon, since we haven't talked to Dinesh Karthik, we don't know, but we can only guess that his thinking would be that Russell, if somebody at the top of the order gets a few runs, leaves Russell with the task of getting 80 runs or 40 balls, he might just manage it. But to chase 200 plus and then to lose so many wickets up front, you would have expected them to send Russell up, give him the kind of time to build himself in. He still played a good knock, would have been much better than had he played at number 5 or number 4 perhaps.
I hate to say this, but is Gambhir's IPL career over?
I don't think so. Nobody's career is over until the player himself calls it a day. You never know. Gambhir might take a couple of games off and might come back and play some crucial knocks in the end.
Do you think it's possible that Gambhir said, if you're not going to play me as captain, don't play me?
I don't think he would have said that. Essentially, what happened with Gambhir was that he was not getting the runs and he needed the break. And you can't be a captain and be sitting out, so which is why he gave up captaincy. I think it is a smart decision on the part of the team not to have played him last night. It would have been a very emotional decision to play him. But I think they made a smart decision not to play him last night.
It's just about the power equations really, because...
Not really. I think we read too much into
What did Vijay Shankar do as a replacement for Gautam Gambhir? I didn't understand that. I mean, he's clearly not a better...
He's not a replacement for Gautam Gambhir. Colin Munro was at the top of the order.
No, but he's the foreigner.
See, Gautam Gambhir's replacement, this is not an apple and apple comparison that we are doing.
Okay.
Vijay Shankar did bowl a couple of overs. It's not as
he bowled 1 over for 10 runs and he didn't get to score.
He did his job that was expected of the team. He's not replacing Gambhir in the squad as an opening batsman.
Yeah, but if you don't use Vijay Shankar and you still have Gautam Gambhir in the side, then you're just giving more impetus to your batting. That's my point.
No, he's going to bat lower down the order. He was not needed. He came in at a time where there were just a few deliveries left, and he was non-striker watching his captain do all the scoring. I think we'll have to be patient with Vijay Shankar. We expect a lot from somebody who made it to the Indian team, and we expect him to come in and demolish like Russell does. We expect him to demolish. I think patience is needed. Going back to Gambhir, I think we will see him toward the end of IPL again.
He really is a man of steel that way. KKR spinners, Sunil Narine, Kuldeep Yadav, what's going on? 11 runs per over?
I think they misread the track. They played one spinner too many. They thought that this would be the typical Kotla wicket where the ball would keep low. Don't forget that Delhi made 120 and then won a last game on a different track. So on this track where the ball was bouncing a bit, where it was coming on nicely, to play 3 spinners was a tough call that Dinesh Karthik and his team made. And they paid a price for that. Okay.
Do you think KKR is going to make the top 4?
No, I don't think so. They'll have to forget. We got to see signs of them overcoming a bad game already. The manner in which Russell and Shubman Gill batted, you got the feeling that they were forgetting the nightmare of last night's match already. And they will have some positive to look at and then
we'll have to wait and see right now.
I think they will be among the 4 teams that make it to the playoff.
Okay, interesting you say that. All right, tonight is really the biggest match of the season for Mumbai, no doubt about that. Not just because they actually play the arch rivals Mumbai, but because this is a must-win for Rohit Sharma's boys. So Mumbai versus Chennai, always a big match, but it's an unusual Saturday. Only one match tonight at 8 p.m. and that's the Dhoni Whistle Podu Brigade versus the Wooden Spool holders, Mumbai Indians. Mr. Rajaraman, how do you, a side so low on confidence after being 87 all out in the last match, beat a side so high on confidence?
It is difficult, but this is the nature of the beast. In IPL, you want to forget what happened 2 nights ago and then treat everything as a fresh start. I think all of cricket is Amitoj. When you look at, let's take one of the greatest cricketers ever to have graced the game, Sachin Tendulkar once told me that when he goes out to bat the first time in a game, the scoreboard shows 0. So you start from scratch. So this is another new game for them, for Mumbai Indians. For them to show confidence it is not bravado, but I think they'll have to go in with confidence. It's a small ground.
You're talking about confidence. I just want to ask you about strategy. What strategic changes do they need to make? Is it possible that they basically put their best batsmen in the top 3? Rohit opens and Pollard comes 1 down. Is that possible?
I would definitely like to see Rohit Sharma play at the top of the order because he's made for that. He needs those 20 overs. He might disagree with us. He might think that we are critics who sit on armchairs and then make conversations like this. But he's built as an opening batsman in limited over cricket, and he needs to open the inning. If he can do that, play 20 overs, I think then Mumbai will revolve around him. And then the Pollards of the world can come in and score a few runs.
Domini sitting out at this stage. Lewis, I don't know if the name carries that much weight. What do you do in terms of changing the team? You need to do something bold for Jayawardene. He really does need to do something bold.
Oh, you need to have an opening batsman. To replace Lewis, you need to find that opening batsman, which is why if Rohit Sharma goes as an opening batsman,
then you can drop Lewis.
You can drop Lewis and then play Domini in. Domini will give you a few good overs of off spin as well, but it might not be useful on the track in Pune, where the ground is small, so they might not want a spin bowler. So we have to wait and watch what Mumbai Indians' line of thinking really is.
What I want to understand from you is, and this is a question we've asked before also, with so many great thinkers like even Sachin in the Mumbai support staff, in a sense, how do they get the strategy so wrong so often? And then they somehow have, like in the past, reached the final and even won it.
I think all sport, Amitoj, is about going out there and enjoying yourself. If you start building pressure on yourself, saying you got to win this game, you got to score 100, you got to score a 50, then you're building pressure on yourself. And you don't need an opposition for that. You don't need a team against you to try and get you out. You're getting yourself out by putting pressure on yourself. I think that is what Mumbai Indians sometimes realizes late in the season, and then goes out and enjoys the cricket that it can play.